is one of those amazing games that most people will ignore and will go down as a hidden gem in the future. Angerfoot is one of the best games I played on the PS5, and Devolver Digital has once again shown why they are the best in the indie scene. But the weirdness of Angerfoot might scare some people away. It's a fast-paced, over-the-top shooter that doubles as a puzzle game and a love letter to action movies and feet. Angerfoot has just got his toes on a nice pair of kicks when he gets robbed for his shoe collection. He goes on a manhunt to take down all the gang leaders that have his precious sneakers. And he's on the clock as he has to make it back in time for movie night. Kicking indoors and waving your 4-4 is no longer a hip-hop fan's fever dream in Angerfoot. Angerfoot will put his little piggies to work, rearranging the faces of the goons that get in his way. One kick can take most guys out, but bigger opponents may require an extra stomp or two. Even if your toe jams, your gun surely won't. Most stages start you empty-handed, but kicking the right guy will give you one of the many different firearms in the game. You have your standard lineup of pistols, shotguns, SMGs, rifles, and a plunger. The guns themselves work as you would expect, but to keep up with this game's high speed, they opted for a more simple take on gun behavior. Most guns will take out enemies in one shot, and you don't have to worry about anything too technical like damage or range. If someone is in your crosshairs, just pull the trigger, unless you're using the grenade launcher, flamethrower, or bow. These weapons have bullet drop, but a simple adjustment will take care of any misfires. The weirdest weapon is the plunger. It's less of a weapon and more of a tool to pull guys towards you like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. It's a cool diversion from the run and gun gameplay, but the physics here when you pull guys towards you could use some more work, as sometimes they pull towards you at different speeds, so it's hard to tell when you can kick them or not in midair, and sometimes they just get stuck. The gameplay overall has an addictive flow to it. Kicking indoors and faces is your best option for close quarters combat. You want to use your guns for ranged combat, but you can't just replenish your ammo by finding a new gun. The cool thing about this is, you can throw your gun, causing enemies to be stunned. And if they're packing heat, a swift kick in the ass will automatically grant you their gun. This formula will be familiar to anyone who's played Hotline Miami, but the developers, Free Lives, has added their own spin to it. Despite the game originally dropping on PC, it feels like the game was made for the DualSense. Every level has a thumping track that gets more intense anytime bad guys are nearby, which almost makes it feel like a pseudo rhythm game. The DualSense pulsates to the beat, which subconsciously makes you want to play faster, but that also puts you at risk of dying. In a day and age where everyone wants easier difficulties for harder games, Angerfoot not only makes for a challenging game, but they found a way to make you chase after the danger. What makes everything come together is the amount of destruction you cause. We can clearly see how feet play a role in the gameplay and narrative, but the amount of broken doors, bodies, and explosions should cover the first name of our protagonist. The game can get so hectic that the frame rate drops to choppy levels. The game even dropped to 0 frames for me before. For a game this fast and destructive, I'm not surprised by the hit to performance. The game runs mostly at a locked 60 FPS until things get a bit too chaotic. I love the frame rate dips, and that may sound weird to the Digital Foundry generation, but when the game drops frames because of my own actions, I feel more powerful because of it. There is a power trip that is associated to breaking games. Pushing the game to its limits and holding on for the ride has its own thrills, and when it happens, if I'm still able to beat the level, it almost gives me the feeling that I'm so good that I'm causing the game to break, like I'm just fighting through the chaos. Your boots aren't just meant for walking. Each shoe has their own unique ability that can give you special moves like a charge kick or a slide. Others can shrink you, give you anti-gravity properties, and my favorite are the clown shoes. Every stage has 3 challenges that reward you with stars. 5 stars unlock new gear, and these tasks are pretty fun to take on. Some want you to speed through a level in a short time, Others want you to wear a certain shoe, and there are sillier missions like stomping out roaches. Boss fights also give out some of the best shoes in the game, and each one is a creative 3-phase fight. I was kind of surprised when they dropped me into the helicopter fight and I didn't have any gun, and I was like, how am I supposed to beat this, until I realized they wanted me to literally kick a helicopter down. You have a gross fight with a tentacle monster, and you even fight a fancy Aristocat. The only fight that wasn't so hot was the 3rd phase of the pervy pig. The game introduces a boat to you with no explanation on how to control it. It doesn't work that well, plus if you die, you have to start the fight all over from the beginning. Besides that, all the goons are fun to fight, each with their own way of attacking you. You can't even really get mad when you die in this game. I mean, it's just hilarious that the thugs will twerk over your dead body if they kill you. Angerfoot may have a simple story, but they nailed the game's pacing, and this game has some of the best environmental storytelling I have ever seen. As you go through each district, you will have levels that serve as a break to talk to the different residents of Poop City. The dialogue may be humorous, but underneath the surface, these characters are actually giving you lore and hints to events to come. Each level may seem to be a random building, but they actually link together. After beating the sewer boss, they'll take you through the subway station, which will then lead you to a corporate setting, which is where the next gang is. Another example is after stumbling upon the laboratory. You will find these artificial humans in these tubes that was previously hinted at in the stage prior. This level of attention to detail will go unappreciated by those who came for the action, but I feel a game this simple really benefits from this style of storytelling. Think about it, a fast-paced game that is built around short burst runs wouldn't work well with long exposition. Short but entertaining conversations with visual narrative, even in the action stages, is a perfect fit, and more games should take note. Angerfoot is one of the best games I played all year. For $20, you're getting a toe-tingling experience that will last you around 6 hours if you rush through it. The game is so fun and levels are so short that the core game itself is the only incentive you need to replay it. But if that's not enough for you, you have trophies to hunt, bonus challenges to beat, extra shoes to unlock, and don't forget that every shoe has their own modifiers on them, which means you can always pick your favorite stage, plop on a shoe that you haven't tried before in that stage, and basically go on a challenge run. I bought Angerfoot off of the strength of Devolver Digital's track record, and I was not disappointed. Angerfoot is packing a lot of soul. Free Lives nailed the world and gameplay so well that they blew my socks off. I was hoping for a good game, but they really put their foot in this one. Now, are you tired of all these horrible foot puns? Well, if you are, like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to play a fun game, don't miss out on Angerfoot.